Okay, boys and girls, it's DK with Mr. V Amps. Yeah, where the heck have you been? I know. So, today is auction finds day. This is a Danville TEC 20B bass amplifier for kids, I guess. It's got two inputs with separate volumes, and then it's got a tone stack. It worked. There's nothing to do here. Okay, next thing we got is a Fender Stage 160. And somebody put some Celestian speakers in. They're G12T100. Okay, so it's got better speakers than the foot pedals in there. Need a cable for a foot pedal, but that won't be hard to get. So I'm going to try that. And it does that, but it does want to amplify. So I think that's going to be a straightforward problem. I think I'll just try to deal with it now, and then I can just worry about cleaning tonight. Okay, friends and neighbors, who remembers that Marshall from a year ago or something? It's been really popular on the channel, but it did the same thing. It was a Marshall that just makes noise. Check this out, okay? So there's our buzz, here's our filter capacitors, and when I rock it, it shuts up. One of these two filter capacitors is cracked and not making good connection on the bottom of the motherboard. That's the problem. Time to deal with it. I hate taking these things apart. Even though you probably can't see it, I can see it. It's right there. There's a cracked joint right there on that capacitor. The capacitors are here, there, and here, there, and this one's cracked right there. So I'm going to solder it. Then there's one other thing I noticed while I was taking it apart. These knobs were like jammed on there really hard, which is kind of normal for these silly amps. And it looks like one of the pots is goofed. I suppose a little more solder than necessary is better than less solder. That cap had some charge in it. Woo! Well, discharged into my soldering iron anyway. It's a 63 volt cap. Quite a few microfarads. That's why you're supposed to discharge your amps before you work on them, kids. Okay, so that's our capacitor adventure, and what I'm noticing here on this treble pot is the stem of it is like pulled out a little bit, and you can rotate the pot just fine if you pull the stem out, but if I push the stem all the way back in so it looks like the rest of the pots, I can't. It sticks. I don't know. See what gives with that. Okay, so I fixed it. I took it off of here. This lip of the plastic thing is the stop, that when it comes in contact with the knock-in here on the back of the pot, that's what stops it from turning. And what had happened is this metal shaft is pressed into the plastic there, and it had pulled backwards out of there because it was just that hard to get the knob off. So I was able to take my tools and squeeze it back on. That should fix that. Okay, so the big part of the fix is done. We got some crusties in the pots here. So clean the pots. Gonna just spray some put my face in the camera. Did you guys catch that? You never get to see me. Put some Max Pro lubricant in each of the pots, turn them back and forth a whole bunch of times, and then see if they quiet down. Yippee. Oh, great, just my luck. I was putting it back together and I realized I don't really have any reverb working. The return for the reverb definitely works. You get a buzz when you put your finger on the tip, and you can hear the reverb can rattling when I have it in the plug on this side, but it can't hear the return when it's on that side. And reality is the way these reverb tanks work, it'll hear reverb, you know, on either side. So that's why I'm suspicious of it being the tank. Okay, so yeah, it was the reverb tank being broken. This is a long spring tank that's appropriate for solid state circuitry, and it sounds fine. Executive decision, I think it probably is going to sound better, and I don't think anybody's going to care. Okay, so I made a cable for the foot switch, and start on the clean channel. My legs aren't that long. I wanted to have the foot switch in the picture there. I think that reverb tank sounds better anyway. Mind you, the volume is on 0.5. This thing's 160 watts. It's dang loud. So we'll go to the regular drive channel. I suppose you can turn on the more drive channel. Less drive, more drive. Okay, so from not working to working on the same day, now we can sell this. Hooray! I know this isn't exactly what you'd all consider a vintage gem like you get to see on the other channels, and you get to oogle over the vintage 60s glorious, wonderful amps and the 50s great things. I fix those too, but I fix amps for the rest of us. Because how many of us actually own a period correct 1950s something or other? Okay, I do own some vintage amps, but come on, you know, the average garage band musician is more likely to own one of these, and if yours is going meh instead of actually amplifying cleanly, well, now you see what can happen to these. This is actually the second solid state amp. The other one we had was a Marshall valve state of some sort. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.